Hey, good morning, guys. Well, we're towards the middle end of July and things are looking really, really good in the garden. Just make sure that you're going through and harvesting. So the tomatoes, not much to say other than the fact that we lost control, but just try to do your best you can in terms of, keeping them within your area. If you're okay with them spilling over kind of the way this is here, they will continue to grow. So just keep that in mind. Or if you want to just, start cutting them back, if you do cut them back, you'll lose that fruit production, and there's a lot of production that comes out on the new growth. So just keep that in mind. We talked last week about powdery mildew and putting the copper fungicide down. And it's something that, as you see this, we didn't put it down last week, and you can see the development of the powdery mildew. So if you've got leaves that have not yet developed the powdery mildew, put that down, put the copper fungicide down, and you'll be in really good shape. What happens is if the powdery mildew sets in, then the plant gets weak, the leaves really start to go backwards quickly, and then that'll affect your production. So, it'll help really keep that plant going and staying healthy for a long, long time if you really take care of it. Peppers are doing really well. Just make sure that you're paying attention that you're harvesting. So, and if you've got anything that's growing or that is rotten on the ground, make sure that you're cleaning that up, because that'll really lead to some disease. It'll lead to some fungus, so it'll really lead to an infestation. And then make sure, especially with our friend basil, just make sure that you're cutting. So what this does, if you don't cut and you get the flowers on it, it's not bad, it just gets tougher. And so, it's good for using for pesto or for other things. But if you want to use it for nice salads, you really want to make sure that kind of the way this is, you want to keep that growth just nice and fresh and tender. It just makes it so much more sweet. So you'll be in great shape with that. So, and in terms of your hanging baskets and your containers, now's the time that if they're starting to get leggy, or over the next couple weeks, you're seeing them and they're starting to get leggy and really not looking as fresh as you'd like them, now's the time that you want to start cutting these back, and this will break your heart. So as you're going to cut them back, like with this hanging basket, just take it, or a container, just go ahead and cut right along the edge of the pot in the container and just cut this back. It'll break your heart. It's not going to feel natural, but if you trim it back and then you feed it, this will throw out fresh growth all the way through the rest of the season. And just after you trim it, make sure that you feed it with Osmocote. That'll give it some, some nice nutrients and some nice food, and you'll be in really good shape. That'll reflush, and you'll be great going all the way through summer and really in through fall. And same thing with your perennials. So if you've got Coreopsis that are starting to get just kind of yucky, or other perennials that were early bloomers, just go ahead, do the same thing. Cut these guys back about halfway, and then these will reflush as well. And then same thing, just feed those with Osmocote, and you'll be in great shape. There's a few things that you're going to want to pay attention to. With the heat and with the moisture that's coming, slugs are going to have a field day. So make sure that you're ahead of that, and just put this just right around the base of anything that that is prone to having slug damage. And then same thing with insects and mites. This is going to become an issue, especially with the heat and the moisture again. So your Alberta spruce, anything that's prone to mite, and especially your roses. So this is a great product. It's just something great to have around the house. It's an insect disease and mite control. So it's a systemic, so it works really well. Don't use it on your vegetables or your edibles. But for anything else, especially for roses, but anything else that's flowering, just go ahead, spray that about every 4 weeks. It'll keep everything nice and clean. You'll be in really good shape. And then same thing, weed be gone. If you've got weeds in your lawn, now with the cooler temperatures, you want to make sure that it doesn't rain for about 24 hours after you apply this. So make sure you keep that in mind. So you got to find a little bit of a dry spot, but that'll help take care of any weeds. When the heat is above 85, you really don't want to apply that. But with now the temps are going down a little bit, that'll help out. And then if your tomatoes, if you're starting to see tomatoes with kind of a little rot at the bottom of the tomato, it's a calcium deficiency. This rot stop, just spray your tomatoes with it. Anything that has it won't get helped, but anything that doesn't have it, you'll be in really good shape. That'll help clean everything up, and any future tomatoes will be in good shape. So just a few tips for this week for the garden. Have a great day, guys.